what I do now, first, welcoming you, and we do a couple of minutes of just settling, as you know, find a space for yourself and settling a bit. You don't have to be in front of the computer, but that you can listen at me. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then take a space in the room where you want, just finding a good space for you. Sitting for the moment is the best, in a kind of meditation position or whatever, and with the eyes open for once. Let's start with the eyes open. Feeling the support of the earth, feeling the support of the gravity, allowing your body to reconnect with gravity. And at the same time, allow yourself to feel the space around you, the air, and feel the attraction to levity, gravity and levity. And between of these two polarity, just allow your fluid body, your fluidic body, the body that is on the spot that you choose, to be a kind of connection between these two polarity, gravity and levity. And gently and softly, just allow to receive, your eyes to receive the form, what is around you. If you are outside, if you are inside, yeah, allow these things to reach you. And if you are inside, like I am, but I have a big window, so allow the things which are outside to come to you in the spot where I am, and to receive the information of the natural world around you. And then close your eyes and allow the sound which are in the room or in the nature to reach your ear, to reach the organ of hearing. Feeling the difference of the different sound. And then become aware of the fact that you can allow the breath to reach your nostril. Breathing in and to leave your nostril. Breathing out. So that with each inhalation, your fluid body take a kind of emission, receiving fresh oxygen. And in this fluid body, allow, which is a meeting point between two polarity, polarity earth and polarity sky, or polarity air and polarity soil, or levity and gravity. Allow inside your fluid body to develop a felt sense for a midline, for the central axis. If you want, for a vertebral column. And allow all the impression, the visual impression, the auditory impression, the air to reach your midline, or the felt sense that you have in this moment of a midline. And breathe into what it did emerge. And if this midline was arising from the bottom to the top, going to the container pelvis, going to the container rib cage or thorax, and going to the container head or cranium, just find a still place along this midline where you can rest for a moment. Resting in this spot from where your midline is growing. Resting in this unique moment of present presence. And then gently, slowly, open a little bit your eyes. I would like to share with you is a kind of model of having a midline beginning at the coccyx, going over the sacrum, let's say the lumbar, the dorsal, the cervical vertebra, and then not stopping at the atlanto-occipital joint, but going over, going into the base of the skull. I don't know if you can see it. The base of the skull is this, yeah. This is the occipital bone, this is the sphenoid bone, and this is the ethmoid bone. So for me, it's a continuation of vertebrae. Indeed, the occipital bone and the sphenoid bone are modified vertebrae because the spinal cord, from being a cord, became bigger and bigger and bigger, and allow us to be human beings like we are now. So by being modified vertebra, is no interruption of vertebrae from the coccyx to the ethmoid bone, which is this, yeah, because the base of the skull, yeah, the base of the skull is the midline, is the beginning or ending of the midline, yeah. This is a bit what I would like to share with you today. Now I show you another model, which is colored, is maybe better. This is a cranium, yeah. It would be the spinal cord reaching. And then the blue is the occipital bone. Okay, I take the frontal bone away. Look. That is the occipital bone. The red is the sphenoid bone, and the yellow is the ethmoid bone. Yeah. So from the coccyx to the ethmoid is a continuity of vertebra. And for me, this is what I learned also in biodynamic craniosacral is my midline. Yeah. On this midline, you have, for sure, you have a container, the container pelvis, then you have the container rib cage, which is not here at the moment, rib cage, and then you have the container head or cranium, yeah. But all on the midline, which is building from coccyx to ethmoid, yeah. During the exploration, I will ask you to put 2 fingers on your nasal bone. Those here are your nasal bones, yeah? We cannot touch the ethmoid bone. To contact the ethmoid bone, we will just contact the 2 nasal bones, yeah? And so we can see how we can feel it and become more aware of it. Yeah. Other things is that we have here, these 2 are 2 vertebrae, which is the atlas, this, and which is the axis, this. Yeah. There are also 1 vertebra which became 2. But what is interesting is that are placed more or less like that in the condyle of the occipital bone. What is interesting is this, which is the protuberance, let's say like that, of the axis of the vertebra, and here, which is the inion. This space is very important to me. Yeah, this space between this protuberance and this protuberance. We go shortly to meet them. So here, more or less, where is a bump. Yeah. Yeah. And then you go under here, and the first bump that you meet, there is the protuberance or the spinous process of the atlas and axis. So this space, to me, is really important. Yeah. Because allow the midline to be free from this atlanto-occipital joint. Yeah. My idea is that we don't have a spinal cord, a vertebral column, and then on top the brain or the cranium, but we have one long midline beginning at the sacrum, yeah, and finishing at the ethmoid bone. Yeah. On this long midline, we have 3 containers: the pelvis, thorax, the head, and also the visceral cranium. The visceral cranium, like you see here, yeah, all this, yeah, is hanging from the base of the skull, literally hanging, yeah, like that. Yeah. So they're appendicular. In fact, all our senses, which are appendicular, yeah, I was saying the container pelvis at the appendicular of the legs and of the feet. the container rib cage as the arms and ends. The container head are the senses. The senses are our appendicular part. The mouth, the nose, the eyes, the ear. Yeah, very important. The midline, which I said the midline from coccyx to the ethmoid, yeah, you can see it as a continuity of vertebrae. Yeah. Between this vertebra, you have some intervertebral disc. In between the intervertebral disc, you have inside the intervertebral disc, you have a annulus fibrosus, and then you have a nucleus pulposus. This nucleus pulposus inside the intervertebral disc is the remnant of the notochord. The notochord is a very important embryological structure, yeah? And is still in our midline. Yeah. This is a strong, energetic midline. Yeah, this one. On the back, you have the spinous processes, and you have the lateral processes, and then inside you have the canal. Yeah, the vertebral canal where the spinal cord is and is continual with the brain. Yeah, this is what we call the fluid midline. Yeah, are two different midline, and they are one. Yeah, the one in the front, the ventral. If you think now your body, just think ventral midline. Yeah, body of the vertebrae and intervertebral disc. Inside the intervertebral disc, the notochord. So we are still embryo at our age. Yeah. On the back, you have the fluid midline. Yeah, where your brain, your spinal cord, the membrane envelop it, and inside the membrane are the cerebrospinal fluid. Yeah, which is really important. They are responsible, if you want, for the fluid body, and the primal midline, the ventral midline, the body of the vertebra and the intervertebral disc, they are responsible for generating the structure, the physical structure, and if you want, to let the energy go through. Yeah, it's a beautiful images coming from the coccyx along all these bones and vertebrae, the energy going out from the ethmoid, going out in space, going into the earth, and reconnecting to the coccyx and sacrum along the all vertebrae, going out from the ethmoid, and so on and so on. This is an energetic midline. We speak also about the quantum midline, but I don't want to go into it because it would be too much. And I would stay to embody these two midlines, the ventral midline and the fluid midline, yeah, on the back.